So all the strategies, they have them function and you use them all the time. But usually you start with totality, and totality means only the distinctive symptoms. So Hahnemann, he has never spoken about totality. He spoke about inbegriff. An inbegriff is a German word which you cannot translate into English. Therefore they use totality. Inbegriff means you take all the information, and from this information you only use what is essential. In German they can say it in one word. So it is exactly what I'm trying to explain now. So you look at all the information of the patient and you only use what is useful, which is what is inexplicable in my understanding. So therefore the translation of the Organon, which was a bad translation from the beginning, because a translator did not know German and they did it with the dictionary, therefore it's so difficult to read the English Organon. It is illogical, the phrases are illogically, because they simply translate it literally with the dictionary. And they made a big mistake putting totality, and from on this translation the homeopathic community is in a state of confusion. Because Hahnemann did not mean all the symptoms, he only meant the essential symptoms, which are, to my understanding, the inexplicable symptoms. So the first strategy is totality, meaning the useful symptoms, the distinctive symptoms in the case. So this is the first step. If you want to avoid problems in homeopathy, you have to reorganize your mind to understand first of all what is a symptom, and to take some time to study on what is explicable and not, and to only repertorize when you have done this. Hahnemann says it in paragraph 100, Kent writes it, after 35 years of practicing homeopathy, every day I have to struggle not to think about the remedy when I take the case. You are not allowed to think about remedies when you take the case. Your only task when you take the case is to understand whether a symptom is a symptom. If you do that, you will not have any problem practicing homeopathy. So your mind is set, is it explicable or not? Is it a useful symptom or not? And you go to different phases. What's the age of the child? Where do they come from? Have they been in a war? And you can find 1,000 reasons to understand why a symptom is explicable. And in the end, I will show you a case of a patient who has sent me 272 pages of symptoms.
What a job.
Yes, I mean, and there are patients, we have a lot of patients coming from abroad, traumatized patients. They will tell you stories and stories, and you need 5 consultations of 2 hours to have all their symptoms. And within those 10 hours of consultation, there are 3, 4, 5 symptoms that tell you the remedy. How to know? Very difficult. Anyhow, therefore, the masters have told us before, and it is difficult for us, even it was difficult for them, not to think about remedies when you take the case. Forget about it. Forget about materia medica. The first step is to understand the patient and to understand the information. And if you have this in your mind, finding the remedy is very easy, provided the rubric exists and you can find it in materia medica. Because this is the reason why the repertory has to be completed with the original provings. Still they are not in the repertory. We still do not have all the original information. And this is the reason why the information in the repertory has to be 1,000% reliable. If it is not reliable, you will never come to the correct remedy. So one of the first tasks homeopathy has to do is to update the repertory, correct the repertory, make sure that everything what is in the repertory is without any doubt correct and reliable. Because of course if you have a map which has streets that do not exist, how can you get to where you need to go? Also, some people say we only use this repertory from 1836. Okay, If I want to find a house in Eindhoven and I use a map of 1836, if it is a big church, probably it's in it, but if it is a new house, forget it. Huh? So we have to update the repertory, but in the correct way, avoiding mistakes and correcting mistakes from the past as well. Adding, as Kent says, Kent made the last repertory in 1917, and he said this is only the beginning. It is a baby shoe. I need all of you to send me cases to confirm the information and to make the repertory more reliable. Who has done it in the past 100 years? Nobody.